Hey YouTube. Alright, so in the last video of the aftermath of AJ and I bashing, I went to FST Hobby Shop. I replaced the spur gear with the exact same stock spur gear, the 3958. And I also got the RPM bulkheads, again from FST Hobby. These were the stock bulkheads. They feel pretty sturdy, but you can definitely tell that they're a cheaper type plastic compared to the RPMs. Here are the RPM bulkheads here. You know, they're pretty much, they pretty much look the same. But like I said, they are made out of a stronger material. You can go to RPM.com and do the research on that. They are made in the USA. Like I said, you can go to the website and check them out. I also like RPM because they send you some cool little decals too. They send you everything. Everything's packaged, and I also like that it actually gives some credibility and accountability to the people that actually package this stuff. I think that's kind of cool. And it also came with instructions in the in the bag. But as you can see, I already replaced the spur gear, as I said. I got the engine mounted back on. The fuel tank still needs to be put back on. One thing I will say is replacing the spur gear on this T-maxx is a real pain in the butt. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, and if I am, maybe someone can comment and tell me how else to do it. But in order to replace this, you literally have to take off the engine. Because of that bell clutch back there, you literally can't get it out. There's enough clearance here, but if you go further in, if you go further back in here, there's not enough clearance for the spur gear to come out. So I literally have to take the engine off every time I want to replace that, and that's a real pain. It's just an extra step, and plus the gas tank has to come off. And anyways, so I'm gonna go ahead and get the fuel tank mounted back on there. Like I said, the engine back mounted on there. The spur gear is replaced, and like I said, I have to still replace the bulkheads. This shouldn't be that much. It wasn't that hard to take off. As you can see, the whole front end is just all in pieces here. And all the material, all the screws and stuff are here. Now, RPM did send replacement screws, which I'm sure this is probably standard, with any other brand. And of course, they recommend that you use the new screws and not the old ones. So that's what I'm going to do for various purposes. But that's what we got going on right now. So hopefully, I'll be able to have a bashing video posted for you guys soon. Once I get this back together here, hopefully AJ and I can go out there and see what else we can break. YouTube, I am back, and as you can see, the T-maxx is all reassembled and everything looks good. As you can see, I oiled the air filter, excuse me. And I am using the Traxxas blue air filter. That's why it's blue now instead of, what was it, pink? I don't know, it's what the hobby shop had, and so that's what I got. Fuel filters, or the fuel tank's back on. The air filter's been oiled. As I said before in my earlier video today, the spur gear's on. The engine's tightened back up. And as you all notice here, I got my RPM bulkhead. I still have the stock on the back, the gray. That hasn't chipped or broke or anything yet. The skid plate, everything is back on. It's kind of hard to see down in there, but like I said, I can definitely tell that it is a better grade plastic. And like I said earlier, I do recommend that you all go check RPM out. That's the upgraded pieces that I use. I've had really good luck with them in the past with other vehicles. The bulkhead, this thing took me a while. It's been the least enjoyable repair so far on the truck. There was just so many little components to it, and I kept messing up. So I finally got it though. But I put the diff in upside down. As you can see, I turned it back right side up. The RPMs come with the aftermarket screws. It's those bottom screws right there. You guys can see right there, and that side there. They have those little nuts on the end right there. What I think would be helpful is if you put the skid plate on. Put the skid plate on before you fully reassemble everything, so you can screw those on. So you can put the screws in, because like I said, they give you aftermarket screws and also those nuts right there. And they were tricky to put on. These front two weren't that bad, but it was you can see down in there, that one there, and obviously the same on the other side. Those two were just a pain to put on. I ended up having to take the top A-arm off of each side so I could get my finger back there to hold that nut on while I screwed the screw in. But I got it all done. Like I said, they give you 8 screws. They give you the 4 for the underside for the bulkhead, and then also the 4 screws there. Those are also aftermarket screws that RPM include with the bulkheads. They're a little bit longer to accommodate for the extra thickness of the RPM piece, which is, well, I don't have a tool with me, so I'll just use my finger here. This piece right here. This is the back arm that connects the chassis to the bulkhead. So it's a little bit thicker than the stock, so they give you a little bit longer screws. But I mean, overall, I'm happy with it. Like I said, I can definitely tell a difference by just the feel. It's not as brittle as the stock. I thought about going ahead and just replacing the back as well. I kind of have a thing about pieces matching. So it's kind of one of those things where like I replaced the front bulkhead, now I want to replace the rear. It really wasn't that expensive to do. I mean, I might take an afternoon and just do that. There's nothing wrong with it that I can see. It's still fully intact. Like I said, we were just out there bashing it, and after a couple good solid hits to the A-arms and stuff, you know, they need to be replaced, where the rear end doesn't really take that much damage. So I'll probably be replacing those in the near future. Everything else though, I also do want to replace obviously the servo for the steering. I don't have any plans in the very near future to replace this, unless obviously we're going through some mud or some water or something and it breaks and we lose all steering. But as of right now, this servo is holding up. It's just the stock servo that came with it. You know, and you've seen in our previous video where we took it through the water and the snow and on the ice and all that stuff, and it still seems to be holding up. It's not waterproof that I'm aware of. It's just the stock Traxxas one that comes with it. It does seem to be a little underpowered, but it definitely gets the job done. But like I said, I'll probably go to a waterproof Sabox servo. Those seem to be really popular. I know RC Adventures, they really like those servos, and I've heard some other YouTube channels that also use the Savox waterproof servos. So like I said, that's something that is in the back of my mind. But other than that, I still haven't really cleaned the truck up. Excuse me. Really haven't done anything as far as cleaning. I mean, the pipe's dirty, and you know, that's filthy in there. But that is it. I've got everything replaced on it. Everything's back in running condition. And AJ and I are about to go outside for a few minutes before it gets too dark for us to record. And we are going to run this thing around for a little while. It's supposed to be nice over the weekend, so hopefully you guys will be seeing some more videos coming this weekend. Thanks.